While they may sound similar, decision modeling and decision analysis are not nearly as similar to one another as process modeling and process analysis were. Decision analysis compares possible responses to problems or opportunities in order to assess their value, given various risk factors and the uncertainty of a variety of different outcomes. Whereas with decision models, we're seeking to capture and understand rules that presently or may govern the organization's behavior in the future, with decision analysis, we're more focused on deciding on what paths we should follow, what vendors we might seek to work with, what objectives we should seek to achieve, what our next priority should be for the change initiative, and so forth. To make these sorts of decisions, we need some key information in place. First, a problem statement describes the topic requiring a decision to be made and the alternatives that should be assessed. We should understand who is responsible for making this decision, whether it be us as the business analyst, a sponsor for the change initiative, a group of stakeholders, or some other sort of individual or group. Further, we need to capture not only who might have the final say in this matter, but also whose opinions matter most and should be elicited as part of the decision-making process. We should also capture the alternatives that are available to us, which not only includes all of the different possible decision paths that we might be considering, but also always our ability to simply choose to do nothing. Taking no action is always one of the alternatives that we must assess. Fourth, we should consider what decision criteria we'll use in order to evaluate and compare these alternatives. We should arrive at these criteria prior to beginning the decision-making process in order to ensure that we're as objective in that process as possible. And we should work together with stakeholders to reach consensus regarding what these criteria should be in advance so that we can ensure that we are making our decisions based on what the organization values most. By first defining this problem statement and then defining our alternatives, we can then evaluate these alternatives using this criteria available to us, select the alternative that best matches up with our organization's needs, and then begin the process of implementing that choice. Of course, making a decision like this is really the hardest part, and weighted ranking is one technique that we can rely on in order to help us in this regard. By agreeing on evaluation criteria in advance, and also determining how important each of those different criteria components might be in our decision-making process, we can arrive at a set of criteria that we can use to rank a variety of options available to us. For example, when it comes to a particular solution, we might want to consider its cost effectiveness and apply a 25% weighting toward this particular goal. Here, we would rank each of our different solutions, the best one with the highest score, and the one that least fits our needs with the lowest score. Ease of use might be even more important to us than cost effectiveness for the solution under consideration, ranking with a 35% weight, and you can see how the different rankings occur here as well. We might assign a 30% weight to our performance ranking and a 10% weight to our time to launch, understanding how urgently we can receive the solution and begin to put it into place. By combining all of these different scores, we can arrive at a weighted score and then a weighted ranking that can help us in making the objective best possible decision. You can see how, from the perspective of any one of these different components, we might arrive at a different solution as being the best. It's only by combining all of these and determining how important each of these criteria might be to us that we can arrive at the objectively best decision for our mix of needs. Decision analysis allows alternatives to be assessed in an objective fashion, using our predetermined factors and weightings. Decision analysis also facilitates the sharing of decision-making philosophies with stakeholders so that they can understand how we arrive at our decisions, both in advance as that decision is being evaluated and after the fact, so that they can understand why we may have gone in one direction when they might have chosen another. While they may still not agree with us, it's much easier to build consensus when there is a philosophy behind the judgment that we're making, rather than it simply seeming like perhaps we're playing favorites or choosing a solution that we simply don't understand as well as they do. Helping them to understand the holistic nature of the assessment that we undertake can help to build stronger support for our final decisions. However, decision analysis can be impaired if sufficient information is not available to us. If we don't know how quickly we could deploy something, how much it might cost in full, what sort of performance we might expect, then we have glaring holes in our information that we need in order to make this evaluation. As such, our continued research is necessary in order to determine what solution might be the best fit. In cases where the data is not available because nothing like it's been done before, a bake-off style competition might be in order, developing prototypes for multiple solutions that then can be evaluated. In any case, our goal is to do the least rework and the least unnecessary work possible. And so ensuring that our efforts can be efficient in nature while also leading to the best decision is an important balance. Further, our need for a quick decision may limit the time and effort that we apply to analysis. But as you can see, it can be a relatively straightforward process in many cases to think logically and objectively through what our decisions should be. Always strive to arrive at this criteria in advance and in consensus with important stakeholders, and your decision-making process will often be expedited rather than slowing down our ability to conduct work.